This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'd like to be joined by Lewis Isaacs today via Zoom. Lewis, first and foremost, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Now, boxing is slowly making its return. It's been a weird time for everybody, fighters especially, trying to keep themselves in shape. Well, there's no boxing actually going on. I've seen you've been posting a few training videos and stuff like that. How have you managed it all?
Yeah, it's been good for me. I've been training non-stop throughout lockdown, and I've just been training, getting ready for my comeback in October. I'll be back 31st of October.
October 31st, what are you looking at? Is it about just getting off the rust? We'll come on to what could lie ahead. Is that what it's about for you?
I'm looking to be back in an 8-rounder. Obviously, I'm looking to fight Joe Laws next year. It's not like I didn't take the fight. My management team has said I need to come back in a few warm-up fights because I've been out since May last year. So I'm going to come back in a few warm-up fights and I'm going to fight him next year for hopefully a title. I'm going to serve him some proper naughty business, mate. He's going to get took apart, I'm telling you.
Well, come on to that
People who know me and know who I am, they know what I'm going to do to this kid, mate. If he thinks he's going to walk through me like he said, well, he's going to knock himself spark out.
We'll come on to Joe Laws and what sort of happened, Lewis, because there's a lot to go through there. But firstly, you mentioned there your team wanted you to sort of get back in the ring. It's been a good while now. Has that been a frustrating time for you being out in the ring for so long?
Yeah, it's been very frustrating, you know what I mean? All I want to do is fight every day of my life, you know what I mean? I'm going to come for this kid. If he wants to disrespect me, I was messaging him. I messaged him, let's fight, innit? No disrespect. And he started disrespecting me. So if that's how it is, he's going to get it.
Is that where this all began for you? Just a private message asking?
Yeah, private message. And he stuck it all out there, you know what I mean? Saying I've been being disrespectful and all that. But, you know, I messaged him respectfully, let's get this fight on. He thinks he's going to beat any 140-pounder in the division. Well, we'll see about that next year. I'm ready. I was born ready.
You said it was the decision of your team not to try and make this fight in October, but to go.
I'd fight him tomorrow, mate. I'd fight this kid tomorrow. And I'd beat him.
Do you respect why your team have said that, though? Like, do you understand the process behind it?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I've got a professional team behind me. My manager, my trainer, Colin Lyons. You know what I mean? I ain't even had a fight under him yet, so I need to get back fighting, have my first fight under him. And then this fight will be on for next year and it'll be a big fight. But he's talking a lot of shit, this kid. This kid talks a lot of shit. He thinks he's some big shot, yeah? He thinks he's some big shot. He's not no big shot.
Now, when you first messaged Joe and you know, said you wanted to fight him, etc., what was it that you'd seen in him that made you so sure of winning that fight and made you want that fight?
Mate, if I lost to that kid, I will seriously think about quitting boxing. He's a lump of shit. All he does is come forward, throw bombs. I can do everything. I can do everything in that room. I've got it all. Like, he thinks he's a big shot as well, fighting on Eddie Hearn shows and all this. Like, he's never been offered a contract yet, has he? I've been offered contracts from big promoters, you know what I mean?
Joe has a sizable following, and you've said you've got no problem with going and fighting him in the northeast of England in front of his fans. What is it within you that makes you happy to do that?
I'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. It's not a problem. I know I can beat anyone in the world right now at super lightweight. But it's just my team. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, you know what I mean? Like, I would stick myself in with anyone right now. And I know I can go out there and do the business. No, I'm ready, mate. I'm ready to fight, mate. If people think they're going to walk through me, they've got another thing coming. You know what I mean? He's got another thing coming.
This started just quite calm, as you said. It's now got very personal very quickly. Has this became personal for you in your mind, this rivalry?
Not really. I'm just going to go in there and sort him out and show him I'm the better man. And then I'm going on to bigger and better things. And he says he's going to finish my career. Well, I'm 23 years old, mate. I could come again. You know what I mean? He's 26. You're finished once I'm done with you. I'm finished. He's finished. I'm knocking Spark out in front of 10,000. Can't wait.
If that fight was to get made, Lewis, you said there that he just comes forward and you see him as quite one-dimensional. What would your approach be to that fight? Would you, in your mind, be trying
I could beat him either way. I could push him back or I could box his head off. I could push him back because I'm stronger than him, 1,000% stronger than him. I hit harder too, mate. The record might not show it, but listen, people over 4 rounds can survive, mate. Over 12 rounds with me, and they're throwing back, and there's openings, they're going to get took out. quickly as well. Like, I'm going to big things, you know what I mean? I'm going for the stars, mate, and that's what every boxer should be doing, you know what I mean? If they're not reaching for the stars, I think you're in the wrong sport.
Now, Lewis, one person I wanted to ask you about, when I've seen interviews of yours post-fight in the past and things like that, and training videos, I've seen you working with another Northeast man, Glenn McCrory. Do you still work with Glenn? What's your relationship like with Glenn?
No, I don't work with Glenn, but we still speak and that. Like, I mean, me and Glenn, we had a good relationship. We had 4 fights with each other. And it was going well, but I didn't like it up in Newcastle, you know what I mean? It's a far, it was a long way away. I'm from London, you know what I mean? I want to be here. And there's a lot of good trainers in London. So I thought, why not be here and be happy where I'd be, you know what I mean?
And since you made that change, how have you progressed as a fighter? Do you think you felt the benefit of being around them home comforts and having a change of team as well?
Well, yeah, it was hard. It was hard in Newcastle, you know what I mean? You're away from family and that. It's hard to stay away. I was up there for like a year, you know what I mean? Back and forwards as well. It's too much. I'd rather just get my training done down here, go home, relax, go training, and get ready for my fights, you know what I mean? I don't need to go into no camp. I've been training since 4 years old. You know what I mean?
It's interesting you say you started so early, Lewis. 4 years old. Is this a family thing? What brought you into boxing in the beginning?
No, mate, we just always had boxing gloves in the house, and I got down the gym at 5, 6 years old, yeah. And it's been like from there, and for my whole life I've been fighting anyway, like in school and that. Got kicked out of school for fighting, so it's what I do, you know what I mean, mate? I like to have a scrap, but I'm a very good boxer.
You mentioned that, you know, having some trouble with school and getting kicked out of school, but always having boxing there. How much of a savior has boxing been for you personally?
It's been a massive influence in my life. If I didn't have boxing, you know what I mean? It's been a massive influence in my life. If I didn't have boxing, like, to put all my aggression into, who knows where I would be, you know what I mean? I'm on the right path. I'm looking forward to big things happening.
Now, I want to ask you about a couple of the super lightweights. While I've got you, we'll talk some British super lightweights. First and foremost, we've got an incredible world-class super lightweight from Britain right now, Josh Taylor. He's looking to fight Jose Carlos Ramirez. He wants to become undisputed world champion. He is the best on these shores at 10 stone. Do you think he will go on to become undisputed champion?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll be Ramirez, but it'll be a tough fight, though. Ramirez is a good fighter. Like, he's gone to 2012 Olympics and that. He's a very good fighter, so it'll be a tough fight, you know what I mean? But he's got it in him. Like, he's a great fighter. So I believe he'll do it. And he's from these shores, you know what I mean?
Do you think the Ramirez fight is a harder or an easier night's work than that Prograis fight, that brilliant fight we saw?
I think it'll be a harder fight. Because he's still got his own era, you know what I mean? That guy's got his own, he's got his own. They're both not going to want to lose it, so.
Now, a couple of the super lightweights on the rise. There has been talk of Lewis Ritson wanting to face Regis Prograis, wanting to face Josh Taylor. Lewis has got that fight with Miguel Vazquez at some point, a good operator in and around world level. Do you think Lewis, if he comes through that, would be ready to go and challenge those top guys?
Nah. He's not good enough. He's one way, he's just like Joe Laws, one way.
Is that a fight that you would possibly want down the line?
Mate, they're one-way fighters up in Newcastle. Well, them two are anyway. They're both similar, mate. I'll school a pair of them, fuck it. School them.
Is there any other names around your division that you have your eye on that you would like to
like I said, I'm ready for anyone. That's why, listen, I'm sitting on the sidelines for a year. That's why I've had to call someone out, you know what I mean? I'm here to fight anyone, mate. I'm here to fight. I'm not here to play games. I'm a serious man, and I'm coming to turn up and take people's shit. I'm going to serve him up. This kid's getting it. And whoever else wants it from Newcastle, if they think I've disrespected them, they can get it too, you know what I mean? It's not a problem.
All right, Lewis, I'm very appreciative of your time. I'm going to leave the final word to you. For everybody tuning in, what would be the last thing you say at them?
I'm going to shock the world.
All right, Lewis Isaacs, thank you very much for your time. All the best, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Nice speaking to you, mate.